Hey Paul, good evening. And yeah, good evening everybody. Welcome to another stream of mine. Yeah, rather late. Well, 11 o'clock in the evening, it's not that late. And as you see, this time I'm doing DayZ again. So now that I come back to my old love DayZ, maybe I'm gonna continue like that, so that on my traditional streaming days of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm gonna stream U-Boat, and if I manage to do a stream on the other days, it might be DayZ. Yeah, hey Paul, how was your weekend? We haven't seen on Saturday, I didn't stream, so I hope you had a good Saturday and Sunday. Give me a second, I need to check the figures of the stream. Yeah, I just don't manage to give it the correct name right from the beginning on YouTube, so give me a second to adjust it. And call it like that. Yeah, set a few checks and insert the tags. I can copy paste them. Yeah, and correct the language. It's English, and the game, it's DayZ this time. So with this, everything should be settled. Hey, alright, Paul. Sounds like a fun weekend, I would say. So, which bands did you see? I mean, is it bands that we might know, or just some local bands around your place? Okay, alright. But it was good, yeah. Alright. Let me finish the settings and go to the game. Okay, we are freezing already. And we've got a cold. Or an infection, yeah, I don't know what exactly it is. I don't quite remember. Might be that we actually caught something with food. But I think I wasn't sure. At the end of that stream. So our equipment is pretty alright. We have a pump action shotgun. We have a nice crossbow, food, a decent melee weapon. Yeah, all good stuff, I would say. So why are we cold? Probably we could, yeah, damp. Yeah. So please let it not be buggy. There we are. Yeah, let's ring our stuff. No, not that I know that you could pry open anything. I don't think so. But still, the crowbar is quite some unique tool. I would call it the Swiss Army knife of DayZ. You could do just anything with it. Yeah, we found that nice hunter backpack, which I quite like. So let's see that we get warm, and if all our stats are white, we might get rid of a cold, if it is a cold, but I fear that it might be more than a cold, what I have caught there, the virus. Might also be something ugly. If anybody remembers, I'm not sure, to be honest. I thought I might have caught something with bad food or bad water. I don't know. So we are getting warm again. The temperature symbol now isn't blue anymore, but white. And anything else to ring? No. No. Let's remember where we are. South. Yeah, we could go down there. To be honest. I'm not quite sure, but why not check that place down there? And yeah, I think I lost track of our position. Well, what about that one? The GPS receiver. Okay, it feels a bit like cheating, but if I have that thing, why not using it? So it says I am on 062. So somewhere here. And on Y is 077. Yeah, I'm pretty far north. Okay. Alright, it says that I am there. That's interesting. Alright. So I wouldn't go for the swamp. But what about that town? Don't quite remember that one. Is it this town with the fortification and everything? Or town? Might be. Might be. I don't know. I could get there and check. So we are here. We could get to the power plant. We could get to that town. Maybe I would go that much into the center. Maybe better go for that one and that one. Alright, so we know where we are, roughly. And now the question is, should I examine places over there? Why not? Why not? Because there is water in between, that's why not. I wouldn't do a swim at the moment. I just ringed all my stuff. To ring? Yeah, I wrought. Yeah. I once thought I was good with irregular verbs, but again and again I recognize me not being pretty good at it anymore. There is one of these hikers' places. Usually you find stuff, but obviously not here and not today. Pretty overgrown, actually. I was afraid that I might just run into a bunch of zombies in these overgrown places. Okay, there is a zombie. I think I remember that place vaguely. But the map is pretty altered. Maybe that's or particularly this modded map, or it's some work that generally has been done on DeerIsle since I have been playing it regularly. Wow, that's great, a sharpening stone. So let's see, what can we do with that one? So if we have a sharpening stone, couldn't I drop the sickle? It's just taking so much space. And yeah, actually do some sharpening of that knife. Of course it would be nice if I had something like a hunting knife, but yeah, let's go with this one for now. Quite some medicine that I have here. That's all right. Yeah, but I am actually running out of inventory space. Hey, Rick and Morty, good evening. How are you doing? Yeah, I haven't been streaming for a few days, particularly not on Saturday. I usually do, but yeah, we went away over the weekend and went to my wife's parents'. It was the birthday of my father-in-law, actually. Yeah, it's something like a 3 hours drive from here, so we stayed there overnight and no streaming on Saturday then. Okay, and yeah, what about, let's pick up that battery just in case, the GPS receiver. is, well, in okayish condition. Hey, hey, Fresh Z, good evening. How are you doing? Meeting on the WILDLANDS server. That's so nice of you to come in. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for the raid. And a big hello to all the guys that you bring with you. How are you doing, by the way? Yeah, I just said that I didn't do my usual stream on Saturday night. Oh. Because we went to the place of my parents-in-law. Oh, so let's get that finished. So how are you, Fresh Z? Did you have a good run? And yeah, what about that Christmas server that went live? I had some good pre-Christmas adventures there. Okay, yeah, it's again. Okay, that's the way to the airport. So why not going for the airport? Yeah, that's a bottleneck, but I think I definitely have to go here. If I don't want to swim. There was a zombie walking on the borders. What do we have here? Okay, it's just furniture. What about this? Is this anything real? Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Not bad. Only problem is that I don't have any space to put it to. Okay, alright, welcome back. Yeah, what was I just saying? I wasn't in over the weekend, so from my side, no stream on Saturday, but how was your streaming? You said that you wanted to check the newly available Christmas server, was it? Have you been on the Namalsk Christmas server? Or, I mean, just today I think I saw you on that other WILDLANDS server, right? Now what to do with that scorpion gun? Do I really need the crowbar? No. Let's drop that one. Yeah, the scorpion needs quite a bit of inventory space, but I would pretty much like to keep it. Okay, it was Namalsk. Yeah, I thought you said something like that, yeah. So what's particularly hardcore about that? I mean, Namalsk is hardcore anyway due to the temperature stuff and the map being relatively small with high probability of running into people, I would say. Come on, let's drop that one. We don't have the proper gun. there. If I had a bit more free space, so if I do it like that, I can have it. Well, might be helpful. Yeah, I'm pretty packed. Let's see. Yeah, stamina's going down. Let's go. Wouldn't have expected that was pure chance that I actually ran into that one. And you couldn't open these boxes, could you? No. There was a zombie around. And a police station. Oh, they're okay. Flag. Nothing I would really need. Yeah, I'm not in need for rags at the moment. So let's get into the police station. Zombie. Let's avoid it for now. Fuck. I really hate fighting zombies indoors. So any gear got damaged? My jumpsuit pants. I think they just got damaged. They were right before, weren't they? But I still have a Zoin kit, so let's use the last pieces of the Zoin kit and repair the pants. Yeah, all right. By the way, you never know what would expect you in here. Another battery. I don't know. Is it worthwhile to stack batteries? I think not. Wow, that zombie kind of scares me. Oh, what's that? A black one. But I think the camo of mine is better. I keep the brown one. I think the black one looks pretty cool, but yeah, camo goes before coolness. Yeah, looks pretty looted. Something on the roof. zombies out there. Quite a lot of zombies, actually. Wow. Let's circumwalk them. Don't want to run into 4 zombies at a time. Plenty of them. There's these apartment buildings, but yeah, I never loot them. It's not worth the while. So I'm going west, which is alright. Oh, oh, oh. Lots of guys around here. Okay, shall we take that one out and check that garage? Yeah, calm guy. Come for me. 1, 2, wow. Already with 2 hits. That's for the Guinness Book of Records. Killing a zombie with just 2 hits. I mean, with an axe or something, alright, that's usual, but with brass knuckles, I always used to have 3 hits, at least, up to now. Maybe I grew stronger from the training. Yeah, but yeah, the basic DayZ, vanilla and vanilla-like, has no skill system. No leveling up, expect for your own personal experience. Shit, the shoes are growing damaged again. And let's have a bit of food. Ah, by the way, see the virus symbol went away. So maybe it was really just a cold, which I got rid of. So guys, whoever's watching, I hope nobody is disappointed seeing me not doing U-boat. I will definitely do U-boat again at the second half of the week. But for now, just doing a little DayZ. By the way, I even have a canteen with me. So let's have a drink. Never wrong to be on 100%. There we are. So I'm doing pretty fine and feel very relaxed. That's usually exactly that point in the game when you get suddenly headshot and killed from the hiding. That's good because this is the right ammo for my submachine gun for the Scorpion. Yeah, it's not in the best shape, but still. A few more rounds. But would be nice if I found a weapon repair kit. more around here. Let's carry on checking. There are a few pieces of equipment that I'm still missing. Like, for example, as I said, the weapon repair kit. Hi, control freak. Thank you very much for the follow. That's very much appreciated. Thanks a lot. So I guess you came in with fresh seed, did you? Ah, even more rounds for my scorpion. Very nice. Getting a few more rounds into the scorpion mag. Alright. Getting close to full. Yeah, only point is that it is damaged, so I wouldn't trust it really not to get jammed in a bad moment. Yeah, I have to admit that to me, Namalsk always feels a bit too hardcore. And the other thing is, that might sound a bit funny, but I love this summer and autumn atmosphere of the map so much, so that this winter scenery just drags me down. That's one reason why I do not play the miles too often, but well, mainly because it's a bit very much hardcore. You're so much under constant strain. And yeah, oh shit, but in principle I like the challenge, and yeah, this idea of the temperature was adopted to the other service. Now it's this what we first had on the mask about the temperature system is now standard on vanilla, actually. That's also nice to see how the community sets standards. Could I get up there? Hey, come on. Obviously not. Wasn't aware of that. Wow, that's very welcome. Some vitamin pills. Let's get the vitamin pills. Thanks very much, dear DayZ Fate. But yeah, never lean back in DayZ. I think you're fine. Or you will get punished right away. But that's a nice found canned pork. That's some of the most nourishing rations that you can get. But it's raining again. It's raining and raining. Yeah, pretty much bucketing down by now. Yeah, I'm losing the orientation a bit, so there. Jumpsuit pants in pretty bad condition. Hey, hey, weight loss, good evening. How are you doing? It's a pleasure to have you in again. A pen, great. So I saw you watched a bit of your Fallout stream, actually. It was kind of incognito because I watched it with my mobile account, but I'm following you on that one as well. Yeah, let's continue westward. So much overgrown around here. I think the map has pretty much been overworked. Much more stuff in where there wasn't any stuff in the past, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, I have been playing for a while, so my memory might not be 100%, but still I think there is a lot of new structures in certain places. By the way, even more people watching, that's so great. Thanks, guys. Thanks for you being in the stream. Very much appreciate that. So again, let's keep westward. More westward and less northward. So if not due west, then better a little bit more southerly than west, I would say. Yeah, come on, a few more buildings, let's check them. Okay, all right. So, would the other games actually give you more steps in the same time period? Yeah, come on. Come for me. Whoa, oh shit. The fuck? Really missed 2 hits. And he got me once. What is that? Worn. Okay. But I would feel much better if I found another Zuin kit. And also something to repair my shoes. Okay, yes. High school janitor. Sounds okay. Pretty lucky that I didn't meet that guy in real life. But maybe he was a nice guy anyway. Was he? Doesn't sound like that. Quilted jacket, no, I wouldn't take that. What do we have there? Tracksuit jacket, my stuff is better, but let me check. Do I need rags? Perfectly fine with 5 rags for now. And it's raining. I'm gonna get soaked soon. I'm gonna get cold soon again, but this time I am prepared. I did find an almost completely filled bottle of multivitamin pills. Anything up here? That's where I used to do my inventory management. So I often leave stuff behind there. There's something, fruit on that stone floor, which is pretty unusual. Let's go. Okay. Not that unusual, but all of them are rotten. So it might have been a while that somebody has been around. Is there only one? One dried and one fresh. Also, welcome. Have I been here before? I think not. What's that? 1 trail shoes. And let's switch and drop my damaged trail shoes. That was a welcome finding. Quite some water around here. Let's carry on westward. There's west. Yeah, okay. Not too bad of a guess. That's south. Let's check that barn. That's quite a different barn to anything. Is this a barn from... Reminds me a bit of a barn from Arma 3. Only that I'm relatively sure that in Arma 3 you would be able to open close that door. Nothing. There was a saw, but I don't need a saw. I thought, oh, that gave me a scare. You saw that jump that I did. One. I mean, and this, after all these years, this sound of an approaching zombie still gives me the creeps. Yeah, it's my fantasy. I'm just too imaginative, probably. So my immersion into these games is just so deep. And that's why at certain points I am not very good, because I'm just drawn too deep into the game. So that now and then I'm just, too kind of nervous, shocked or whatever. To react reasonably, like if I would, just behave like in a computer game where it's just information on the screen. I think this is one of the reasons why I'm really not the best PvP guy. But well, on the other hand, makes me enjoy these kind of games even the more. So, direction. Yeah, there is no sun. West is there. No sun at the moment. At least it's not raining anymore. As soon as I am there in the woods, I'm gonna do some wringing of my clothes. I don't know, this area feels familiar. I have the feeling that when I was last here, I ran into a lot of zombies just in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I might be wrong, that this is something that I kind of have in the back of my mind. And let's do the good old ringing. Yeah, we can't ring field west. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, we are freezing by now. So, high time to do some ringing. Yeah, getting a permanent cold in the game is pretty bad, because you need a lot of, yeah, I think, what is it, water or food or both? The burn rate of food or water or both, I'm not quite sure, is severely increased when you have a cold. And this is something that could really kill you. There we are, back to white again in terms of temperature. All fine. I think it was, what was it, 10 o'clock or something when I entered the server. Allow me this little cheating and check it on the launcher. Okay, it's 20 past 11 by now. Time acceleration factor is 2, which is, yeah, the lowest time acceleration factor that you can run into, at least of any of the servers that I know. So, on we go. Yeah, okay, no, we could guess the sun to be somewhere there. Pretty much in the south at 11:30. I don't know, should we check that building? I don't know. I don't like the look of that. Pretty eerie. Maybe a zombie. let's enter that village and check it. And do a little bit of looting around. Hope that I'm not running in circles, but I think I don't. It's just a bit of surprise to really find nothing in this place. Not even one useless piece of something. Nothing here as well. Okay, a shovel, which is not one of my favorite items, I have to admit. There was a zombie around here. Okay. Pretty deserted place, obviously. I could just glitch through that fence there, and that's pretty unusual. Fuck again. That miss. I was hit again once. About the condition of my gear, it seems to be alright still. So no loot here. Look at that. I was just walking through that fence. That's funny. That's the very first time that I see that you could just run through a fence. Any fruit on the floor? Not that I see any. Okay, nice shirt. Rubber slugs, no. Really no need for them. By the way, weight loss, how was your weekend? We didn't stream on Saturday, so we haven't seen for a few days. Was a head torch? Do I want a head torch? Nope. I think not. The garage. Usually don't find anything useful in the garage. I just wanted to say all these new buildings without doors. Here are also a few old school armor 2 buildings. Nothing. Nothing in the whole building. is that? Ushanka. My Ushanka is worn. This one as well, and mine has the better camo. Ski mask, best insulation. I think I would prefer that one. Although in autumn the brown one would be fine just as well. Okay, alright. That sounds interesting. Never heard of that game, to be honest. I mean, there are so many Star Wars games that you quickly use the overview orientation, but Star Wars Armada, I have to admit, I never heard of it. Nothing around here, right? Okay, all right. Shall we check that one? Yeah, come on, why not? Something? No, just a light effect. No. What's cooler? Ah, come on. The Ushanka. I like it better. What was that sound? I think that door was closed, was it? Yep. Where to go? Here. It's a bit like apartment buildings, but I thought that the probability of finding something in these is a bit higher than in apartment buildings, but lately, or maybe it's particularly on this server, that you just don't find anything in these. Well, at least I did find the hat. A blues, great. If I needed some rags, that would be fine. If it were... No, it's damaged even. What's this? 9mm rounds. Well, do I have a few 9mm rounds, but I wouldn't say no to more 9mm rounds. Okay, Haley coming in again. No munching on my side. Did you think to hear me munching? Not at the moment, actually. Where is it? Should be passing by pretty close at the moment. Ah, that's a Russian, isn't it? No. That was the US, wasn't it? Let's see if it's going down there. Yeah, that was just the... Okay, a little bit more westerly then. Hey, was it rotten? Oh, hey. I think it was just right, so I didn't actually pay enough attention, but it was just right, was it? I hope so. Okay. Yeah, this beeping sound, that's a bit weird. I don't know what the developers were thinking about that. The Hilo would make these beeping sounds before he went down. But that's what you always get here on that server. If you have, well, maybe, but it would beep like that, right? It would just be in the cockpit that if you have a missile homed onto you, that it would give you some beeping noise, but, well, I don't know. Zombie. Yeah, guy. Oh, shit. It's stuck. I hate it when they're stuck. They are so unpredictable then. Okay, and there he comes. As I said, very unpredictable. 1, 2, 3. I'm really losing stamina due to all the heavy stuff that I'm carrying. Yeah, the Hilo was actually going down, so I am going to try to find that crash site, although definitely gonna enter. Definitely not gonna enter the swamp. Oh shit, guys. What do you do here? In the middle of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. Condition of my stuff, okay. My nice hunter's raincoat got damaged. I thought I should be spotting some smoke by now, giving me a hint of the whereabouts of the helicopter. What do we have down there? Is it the airfield? Or what is this? Some military base? There it is. Did it crash into the swamp? So I wonder whether there will be lots of zombies around. A long time since I actually approached a heli crash site. If I had a marksman rifle, this would have been a nice place to shoot zombies which might be around. Okay, yes, there is a zombie there, is it? Pretty sure there is. That's good, we can cross here without getting wet feet. I already thought we needed to swim. The MK, just too rough. By the way, did I find proper ammo? No, I don't have any ammo to reload the Mark II. And it's damaged, so I had some chance to get a gun gem. Let's see that we get to some elevated position. It is, and there is a zombie. Are there more? So let's do the approach more sneakily. Yes, there is several military zombies, and there is one. Right. One. There might be more close by, so keep my eyes open. Keep my head swiveling. There's two of them, but would be surprised if that were wrong. Would have expected more. Okay, 3. And one more round. The egg road. Okay, there might be more wandering. Okay, come on, guy. 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many did I kill now? 5. There is another one. Let's hope that this is not one of these super zombies. A Coke, nice. What is this color of the grass? It looks unhealthy, I would say. Would be pretty reassuring if I found some Zwinkit. Just this way, guy left. One, 2, 3. Here I am. Which ones do you mean by the terraced houses? Ah, stuff. Nice. Every single zombies come in. have to do some inventory checking. Which stuff to keep and which stuff to drop. Is there zombies? No, it's just pebbles dropping. Maybe I should drop the scorpion, I don't know. Let's see what we get there. Let's just hope that there is no constant respawn or something. Field jacket, medium insulation, ghillie. Kit. On gloves. Seven shot, 6 shot. It's badly damaged. So that's the question, would it be worthwhile? Universal flashlight. So come on, guy, let's get going. Let's leave them behind. Let's find a nice and quiet place to hide and do a bit of inventory management. Okay, alright, so but you did survive, didn't you? Sorry, I was a little bit busy, just saw your message right now. Okay, very good. Very good. Yeah, you said that you were playing on Arstein. You make me kind of curious, but what you said is that it's a relatively small map, right? So is it more PvP driven, like having plenty of people on a small area, something like that. Is this the point? Well, come on, let's just hide away here somewhere in the bushes and see what we should do. Yeah, okay. That's a pity. There are quite a few pretty good servers which don't have a good population. So some famous streamer needs to go for them, and then, well, population would go up. So I'm not quite sure what it's worthwhile to refurbish this one. At the moment, I think I would better like to. Well, what about the P1? It has a damaged mag, so let's repair that mag for now. This one. I don't have rounds. Would I really refurbish a gun without rounds? But it's so helpful. Silently firing zombies in the head. I'm not sure at the moment. Maybe I will first care for this one. Give it a repair. Okay, that was it. So I still have the damaged mag. I don't know what the difference actually is, or what the probability is to get a gun jam if you have a worn gun and a damaged mag. No idea what the probability is. So still, that was nice to do that. That's a cool gun, but heavily damaged. That's a very cool gun. Hey, come on. We don't have the inventory space, have we? And let's drop this one as well, because we still have the crossbow if you want to do some sneak attack onto somebody. It's so hard to abandon this beautiful gun. Look at it. These nice sights. Oh man, but guys, I just can't carry this around with me in the hope of finding another repair kit, or should I drop the crossbow? Nah, come on. Let's do it like that. Hey, come on, let's go. Hey ho, let's go. There's something, some harbor. What's the direction that we are heading for? Back east, actually. There's a zombie. I don't know, it looks pretty industrial. And you never find much good stuff in industrial. Or is this more like barracks? Yeah, what I do need now is something to repair. Some Zwin kit. Interesting building, let's check it. I'm curious on that one. That's barracks, is it? No. It's just kind of shelters, but that's a military building, I think. Oh yeah. I think I remember these buildings. But I do somehow have the gut feeling that I wouldn't find anything. Whoa. Thunder. Gives me creeps. Something on the balcony. Nope. Yeah, that looks like a completely lost place. Let's just carry on westward. It's raining. Luckily up to now we are still warm. We're not yet blue in terms of temperature. Is this actually the road that I was going? Yeah, let's go cross country. I think it was on this server, yeah, some days ago that I actually ran into a something which was called Viper Antidote. Which gave me quite some surprise. Because I never thought that there were any servers with snakes on it. So has anybody of you ever encountered snakes or being bitten by snakes? On any server? Oh, I see that lightning crashing down. That's so eerie. Here in the middle of nowhere I was running into a zombie when I first passed here 20 minutes ago. Okay, there, the heli is still burning. But I got anything that was worthwhile, I think. So let's keep at the edge of the swamp. From up here we have a nice view. Yeah, heading more south now than west, but that's alright. It's amazing to find mushrooms here in the middle of nowhere where nobody might have passed by since hours or days. Yeah, you guys probably know what the spawn mechanism for mushrooms is, right? When a player passes by, he leaves a trail of a certain, still low probability of mushrooms spawning. Or fruit spawning on the fruit trees. It's kind of triggered by passing players. I don't know, I don't like this place. Everything looks just too industrial. Maybe I should get over there and check these buildings, but first I would like to get to the very western tip. And see the ocean. Hey, they are damaged by now. That's pretty fast. Or did they get damaged by a zombie in a fight? Pretty unusual that they hit your shoes, I would say. Zombie, what is this? Industrial, yeah, come on guys. The industrials, they're not worthwhile to get in there. I don't know, I actually never managed to get a supply drop on any server. Maybe because usually I don't play on servers with supply drops. I remember that I once saw a supply drop, and when I went there it was kind of stuck in a tree and I couldn't bring it down. Tried to shoot at it, but it was just stuck up there. Damaged hay. If I only had a Zillion kit. Wow, that's a nice melee weapon, but now for my taste just too heavy. By the way, having dropped a few of the weapons, I gained more stamina again. Okay, what kind of building is this? Building which you can't enter. Ah. Zombie, but he doesn't hear me. Does he? So, is he coming for me? Yeah, then let's fight him. 1, 2, 3. Pretty overgrown. Very atmospheric, this place, I think. Pretty much to my taste. But must be careful. There seem to be quite some zombies around. One up there. I thought I saw a second one, but maybe just imagination. But there is a hospital. Not that I I'm in need of medication. I have tetracyclines. I have got some bandages, so in principle I'm fine. Okay, that's the power plant. That's the power plant. Another weapon repair kit would be great. Gloves. Well, my gloves are much better. Hey, come on. Can't be that there is just nothing. Only stuff, only fingerless gloves in bad condition. Wonderful loot. But kind of nice view from here. And the weather seems to be improving. Nothing seems to be lying on the roof, so let's get out on the opposite side of the road towards the hospital. Let's hope that we find better stuff here than in the police station. I mean, not better, but just any. Blood test kit. Come on, let's do it. On that server, the blood test kit does quite a lot. It gives you not only your blood type, which I already know. You see it at the bottom. It's O0 negative, or how would you call it? But it also tells you when you have any infection. So let's test our blood. Obviously I've got a cold. Immune level high, no cholera, no brain disease, no influenza, no salmonella, no wound infection, no heavy metal, no chemical poisoning. That sounds good. Yeah, thanks, Paul. So the brain disease, is the brain disease what you get when you eat human meat, or which one is the brain disease? So anybody knows in the chat what the brain disease actually is? Oh, okay, great. And that's a weird mechanism. The duffel bag. No, I think I'm definitely gonna stick to the hunter trick. By the way, just recognize that my stuff is wet. Pretty amazing that I'm not freezing. But let's wring our stuff to make sure that we don't get cold. Yeah, Kuro, that's the one that you get from eating human meat, right? But I don't know if they mean that, because if they meant that, why wouldn't they call it Kuro? Brain disease? I don't know. Yes, exactly, yeah. Yeah, funny, in the middle of nowhere we found a can of Coke with one of these zombies that spawned around the heli crash site. Yeah, finally we were pretty lucky. There were loads of more zombies around that they didn't attack us all at the same time, but that we got them one by one. So come on, let's have a bit more of the steak, of the beef steak. And that was a good occasion that we shot that cow and barbecued part of it. Okay. Yeah, I have no experience with tents. I never do tents, to be honest. Yeah, but that sounds a bit buggy, and in principle, I think the game is relatively unbuggy. Disinfectant spray. Would I want to keep that? Well, as long as we do have a bit of inventory space left, why not? What's that? Blood collection kit. This one is worn, this one is worn. No. Yeah, well, okay, there was some stuff, but it was not that much of use for me. Yeah, I find it funny that sometimes in the middle of nowhere you run into tents which were pitched, obviously by other players, and they were using it as a stash. That's quite nice. So now and then you find some good stuff in such a tent just in the middle of nowhere. So we could check more. That seems to be pretty fruitful. And more APC rounds. That's alright. Condition is well damaged, but yeah, it would be better to have something that also gives me hydration. now it looks like we are at maximum food. It was shifting up and down. That's a bit weird. I mean, we are in the apocalypse, and I think we are way into the apocalypse for years. And there's still steam coming out of the cooling towers of the power plant. That's a bit not quite realistic. It only were if you would run into kind of a civilization there. People who have used the power plant keep it running and use it as a basis for their survival. Like in some book that I read. Pretty nice book actually. The authors were Larry Niven and Jerry Purnell, some US guys. I think it was from the 80s, early 80s or something, that book. And it was about Earth being hit by a asteroid. Oh, nice, exactly what I need. See that? I was just thinking about it. Would be nice to find a well. So let's drink it. Hi guys, I see the number of people watching going up. That's very nice of you to join us here in the stream. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Always curious about your opinion, about the game, about the stream, or where you come from. But of course it's perfectly fine if you just watch and lurk anonymously. Anyway, nice to have you in the stream. Welcome. Okay, that was it. So now let's finally refill the bottle again. And keep on going. Anything in the car? Nope. Yeah, come on, let's check that building. En passant, I always try to look for fruit on the floor. Nothing, all right. But I checked that building. Do I have the patience? A welding mask. Tire repair kit, not quite what I need. cozy little apartments, but pretty few loot. Downstairs, please. So, come on, there was nothing up to now. Ah, great. Worn jumpsuit pants. Exactly what I already have. Just in the same color and the same condition. So 100% no need to pick it up. And on we go. But let's check that. Booth. Bütchen. Where I come from, we would call it a Bütchen. Oh, I have a nice balaclava. Let's go on. By the way, what's the direction I'm heading for now? That's more south. But yeah, so that would be west. Exactly where I want to go. But the loot is really so rare around here. Great fishing cap and a boonie hat in red. Not even the camel one, which I would like fashion-wise. But it just has such a bad cold protection and such a bad protection from Lee that even though I pretty much like the camel boonie hat fashion-wise, I never wear it. Cargo pants. Worn. Yeah, well, if they were not. If they were damaged, I would actually pick them up, but I don't have any Zoin kit. So that would be a great thing if I found another Zoin kit. Or, well, a leather Zoin kit for my shoes would also be great. Or tape. Maybe just tape. Hey, what kind of building is that? That's kind of new, is it? Let's check. Or is it just one of the very old ones, which I never looked at so thoroughly? Jeans with knee pads, worn. But it has less carrying capacity, so I'm not gonna take that one. What's these buildings? Hey, I'm pretty curious on them. insulation. Well, in principle, this one is better if I only had the opportunity to repair it, to patch it up. No Zoin kit on the seats. There seems to be not much stuff spawning on this server here in the cars. Oh, amazing. Hey, the doors are working. That's some completely new building. Never saw that one before, I think. That's amazing. Very nice. Are closed. Can I do here? Okay. Also some kind of an apartment building. Interesting. All right, there's this kind of closed balcony. Yeah, but all this looks pretty run down. But nice. Nicely done. Right. Yeah. No loot at all, but still nice. Nice how it looks like. The door behind me to encounter no surprises from behind. Nice, you can get out through the window. Kind of like this one, it gives you medium insulation and quite some good head protection, but I think I want to stick to the Ushanka. Just afraid that I might get cold over the next night. Wow, nice. And inventory space left for this fish lure in very good condition. Yeah, I still have ropes, so I could easily craft an improvised fishing rod. And with the lure, it's nice. Briefly up here because I 1 minute. Guess why? So don't go away. I'll be back in 60 seconds. Oh, there was a orange light blinking up on my mouse. Not that I need a new battery, but no, it's gone. So be back in a minute. Alright guys, thanks for your patience. There I am back again. And yeah, let's carry on. Let's have that pair right now. Yeah, I actually find it quite interesting. to roam these areas here. I haven't been here for a while, and things have changed. So, John McLean has been working on the map continuously, and I haven't been playing on the map a lot lately. So, there is a lot of changes implemented. Do I want to keep west? Yeah, perfect. There is the plant. I pretty much wonder why you never could. You could. I think in the past I often had problems to enter the shop like that. Skinny jeans, no, not quite my kind of fashion. There we have the iodine tincture. Well, for now, as long as we don't need the space for something else, let's pick it up. More trousers. A shirt. Lots of stuff. Lots of simple. Just more. Another. So seems to be that this is Skinny Jeans County. Running out of stamina. Yeah, well, if you ask me, I would just take a classical 501, but even they are not quite as they used to be. So there you see, I already know I am in the age where I say, back then everything was better. The rider jacket is a cool jacket, but well, as long as it is damaged. What do we have over there? A winter parka. Pretty much like the winter parka, but yeah, it's just too warm actually on this map here. I think I would start sweating right away if I would wear it. Stuff, sweater, what's that? A hammer, come on. It's more south, you know, but maybe I would like to climb that little hill there. Right there we are close to the swamp. Climb that hill to get some good view over the place. Okay, man's suit jacket. That's always good to get some rags if you need them. thought I saw movement there, but probably only DayZ paranoia nails. Any probability of finding a Zoom kit in here? Probably not. A cassette. Another strange recording. What would this be good for? So, little farm, 2 buildings, I mean 2 houses and a barn, flip-flops. Only stuff. And potato. Long time seen no potato. More flip-flops. No, you don't need 2 of them. At least I would never carry 2 guns of the same type. Better try to find a weapon repair kit. One more potato. I mean, if you have your shoulders free, 3 Mosins. If you have both of your shoulders free, why not taking 2 Mosins? As long as you don't need these slots for something else. I never actually tried to put a bayonet onto a rifle and then use it as a stabbing or pole weapon. Never tried that. By the way, I don't really like pole weapons anyway in DayZ because they are so terribly slow. Let's have the pair. But the Mosin principle is a good gun. It has this internal magazine. How many rounds can you put in? 4 or 5 into the internal magazine. So you could use it without this tiring search for a proper magazine. So I quite like the Mosin, but it's at least on the servers where I play, the Mosin has become relatively rare, I would say. Yeah, that's true. Never thought about that, to be honest. And I remember back in the days that there was this kind of adapter to put a bayonet onto the assault rifle that we had, but we never even got it equipped, nor the possibility to actually put it on. So, where is that hill, which I wanted to climb? There it is. Let's go. Tracksuit jacket. Nah, come on. I'm still hoping for finding a Zuin kit to repair that jacket. Ah, shit, I forgot to turn off the GPS receiver. So the battery is empty by now. Luckily, I have a second one. But let's switch it off for now. I'll switch it on. And check the map. Where are we right now? 040. So here in this quadrant. This is the power plant. 089. Somewhere here. Let's go further west. And I actually would like to check what this is over there, old town. Like to figure out, maybe that's this overgrown fortification thingy. Yep. So let's get up that hill. Now let's not forget to turn off the GPS. So I wasted one complete battery because I forgot to turn off the GPS. Mm. All right. Oh, hey, Johnny. I just only now saw your remark in the chat. So, sorry, I wasn't heeding too much for the chat. But, yeah, great. Thank you very much for that feedback. Yes, Alice. That was Alice back then. Yep. Hey, great to hear of you. I remember your name. Johnny Quattro, yeah. But I think you haven't been in for a while into my streams, and yeah. But yeah, since then I've been doing a lot of DayZ, but there's one other game that I stream, which is a submarine simulator. But right now I pretty much feel in the mood to get back to my old love, DayZ. Yeah, actually back then, this team up that I had, this wonderful team up with Lottie, so that was so much fun. And in the end, all you guys were actually coming into my stream, and suddenly I had something like 140 people in my stream, and that was so amazing. And yeah, actually that made me affiliate. So somehow Lottie was giving me the kickoff for my streaming career, if you could call it. Well, I'm still, as you see, just a tiny little streamer, an aficionado, but still doing that consequently. So Johnny, I can't see when you actually dropped that note, and I fear that it might have been quite some time ago, so sorry for ignoring that. So if you were still in the stream, it would be very kind if you give me some thumbs up. If you still heard my reply. Okay, 2 stabs, 1 kill. Alright, that's not too bad. For the bayonet, I would say. It's not enormous, but pretty good, yeah. And what is the handling of the gun with the bayonet? I think it's pretty slow, isn't it? So you have to have a good timing, I guess. Okay, wow, come on. Don't have to get involved into this bunch of zombies. Okay, one guy actually saw me. Oh, my mouse. I had some kind of... Just thought that my mouse wasn't working, but then it came. So I just want to take a look at the coast. Yeah. Staying on a westward coast. What are these zombies doing here in the middle of nowhere? Yeah, I just had a comment on YouTube in the chat from a guy, Johnny Quattro. Yeah, that comment was great because, yeah, he said that he first joined one of my streams when I had team up with Lottie, who is a pretty popular streamer of DayZ and was back then and is until today. And yeah, I had this wonderful team up with her, playing together for something like 3 hours at least. It was quite some very nice adventure. So yeah, I'm a bit sorry that I didn't check the chat on YouTube regularly, so I guess that his remarks are already pretty old and maybe he's not yet in the stream anymore. Which is a pity. I would have loved to have a little chat with him. But here we are actually approaching the coast. Hey, is there a boat floating out there? It's not a functional boat. You don't have these large boats being functional. It would just be zodiacs. Yeah, come on. The ice hockey helmet is pretty good protection, but I mean, pretty good protection from melee hits, but pretty bad protection from cold. That's actually why I never much use it. Yeah, we didn't have too much action tonight, but at least not up to now. But I pretty much like this exploration thingy, particularly on this map, DeerIsle. It's such a great exploration map. But let's give it a guess where we are now. Went out here, and now I would like to check what that is. Yeah, the countryside is great, wonderfully modeled. Imagine that this map here was made by one single guy, just in his free time. And he was so consequently working on it. I don't know, I think it must be something like 4 years ago, maybe more, that he started to work on that map, and he was doing it pretty consequently. So in the beginning you could access only parts of the map, and at that point in time he already stated that he had this kind of concept to finish part by part of the map, and that's what he did. And nobody would have thought that he would actually finish it, I think. Everybody would have thought that he would abandon that project sooner or later. It was such an enormous project, but he did it. And now we have this enormously large map. The area is at least as large as generous, with beautiful biomes. Yeah, beautiful countryside, wonderfully modeled landscapes. That's DeerIsle. That's the map of DeerIsle. Okay, there is a zodiac. Let's see if we are lucky. And yeah, if we are very lucky, it has all the parts in the engine and fuel. Let's see. That sound of the rubber. Okay, there is no spark plug. Ah, shit again. If I only had a spark plug with me. Maybe I once had one and then I dropped it because... Yeah, of course, you can't start the engine without a spark plug. Would it be nice? Would be nice if you could pedal it. No loot in these boats. In the past, we used to find nice medical loot in these boats. Particularly on DeerIsle, not on the other maps. Okay. A hunter jacket. I think I'm gonna switch the hunter raincoat. Yeah, it's if I only could keep it, I don't know. The hunter jacket has more inventory space, has it? Yeah, come on. Oh. I was pretty lucky. That's damaged. Let's be an asshole once more. Sorry, guys. So Paul, please don't tell anybody again that I'm an asshole. Army pouch, alright, but my backpack is just the better choice at the moment. Yeah. If it weren't damaged, of course this camo is much better, but I wouldn't pick up a damaged one. Oh, there's loads of these booth bodies. A vest, a hunter vest is nice, but well, actually my field vest is better, but the field vest is damaged meanwhile as well. That's a worn can opener, and I do have a worn can opener, so no gain if I would switch it. Hey, so this is really hard to check all of them, I think. And did I come from? Did I check these already? I think I did. Yep, that one. not that I accidentally step into the one where I've placed the bear trap. Hoodie. Nice, this place is nice. Looks like in the past you could have done a nice holiday here. Worn crossbow. Worn crossbow, which one looks cooler? Come on, let's stick to this one. Any ammo in it? No, there was no ammo in it. Did I check that one? Hey. First I thought I heard the faint report of a gun, but then, no, it's a zombie. There is a zombie around. Oh, I'm getting hot. Alright. Alright, okay, so this one here, high insulation. That seems to get me. The shoes are damaged. So I would really need some mains to patch up my stuff. Great. A gun cleaning kit. Now, let's see. Let's make a good plan what to clean. So I do have the P1, and the P1 is perfectly fine. And yeah, so let's repair the mag of my Scorpion. Maybe this will completely use up the cleaning kit. I guess it will. No, not quite. Yeah, nice. Right, so now I have that one left. Well, let's see. Good find. That's really a chaotic arrangement of buildings around here. Teddy bear. In the past, I think it was the DeerIsle map where in the past you always found loads of bones inside of the teddy bears, which felt a bit weird. Hunter pants, nice. High insulation, so I'm gonna be too warm probably. Nice quilted jacket. Let's get upstairs. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be too warm with that, but hey, the camo is great. That's my favorite gear, the hunter's gear. Drop it. Shoes are in bad condition. I'm really getting too warm by now. What's the time of the day? Let's do that little cheating. It's 3:20 in the afternoon. Shouldn't be that warm, but it is. So with this gear, I'm just dressed too warm. Yeah, what if I drop the cap or take it off and keep it? Have I been checking that one? Yes. At the moment, the heat arrow is showing downwards. It's pointing downwards. Yeah, you guy. Shit. Two zombies at a time, that's not good. So what about my inventory? Damaged, shit. Pants as well. Hey, these guys really gave me quite some damage. That's not good. Please, no. Good thing is that if it's damage, no, but still high insulation. Tackle box, great. Kit. Blood collection kit, well. Blood test kit. No point. A tree in the middle of that room, great. Could I combine it? Yes, nice. Wow, that's bad loot around here. Test my blood. If there is any surprises. Yeah, was it a base? Was it just a base of another player? Might be. Pretty much sounds like, but do you think it could be? I mean, would you recognize a base? I mean, usually if you play the game for a while, you should have encountered other players' bases before, maybe, but maybe not, or depending on the service you were on. So, I think it's a base. Some other player built a base there and occupied the house. Is it with his base? Well, don't quite like the concept of base building, but on the other hand, it turned out that it really didn't much kind of trouble my way of gameplay. The server will restart in 2 minutes, okay. So maybe I'm gonna stay in here and wait for the restart. A post box, amazing. Weird things that you can do in terms of base building. Come on, let's just wait here. Look at the time. Yeah, I think it's reasonable to go to bed right now. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. And yeah, I think I'm gonna get up at 8 o'clock tomorrow. That's 6 hours, and that's alright. So, guys, that was a pleasure to have you in. Let me briefly see if we might like to do some raid. Come on. Not today. Don't see too many nice guys there. Well, there are two nice guys who are streaming. Let's go for that guy, come on. So if you could still spare a minute. Republic of South Africa. Flag of, okay. Yeah, come on, I'm gonna raid Lamb Chowder. He's playing DayZ. Let's get in for him. Okay, guys, it was a pleasure to have you. So now we are about to raid Mr. Lamb Chowder playing DayZ on Winter Issachar. There we go. See you guys.
Whoop. Shit's so goofy. Little tiny chairs, little tiny house, tiny stove. Hey, what's going on, Josh? Dude, thank you so much for the raid, Josh. How was your stream, man? What were you playing? Playing some of the sub game, perhaps? Were you subbing, dude? Check out Josh, guys. Guys, I'm flipping the kit. Here we go. The kit is being flipped. Get ready. Yeah. Oh. Oh no. That was so quick too, dude. No build up or anything, man. Oh my. Huge upset. Huge upset. Who lost? Yeah, man. Welp. There you go. There's your points. Enjoy. You did it, man. You did it. Congratulations. Are you playing DayZ on DeerIsle? Wildlands? Very cool. Very cool. I've played Wildlands for an event one day. Oh no. Okay, I can still prone out of here. Alright guys, I need to... Let me check the queue. My shotgun has disappeared. It got hand-bugged. And if I relog, I can fix it. Oh, it does have a small queue. We just ditch it? I think I'm like proper bugged though. Yeah. I can't even put anything there.